So you're thinking about moving to the New Orleans area, maybe your job's taking you down here, or maybe you're looking for a nice place to retire. And maybe you're doing a little research on the city of Metairie. Well, today in this video, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you the pros and cons of Metairie, the good and the bad, everything that you need to know. This is going to be a complete overview, everything from how far you are from New Orleans to how far you are from the airport, the state of the real estate market in Metairie as it is today, and many other things. So make sure that you stay tuned for this video if you want to learn a little bit more about Metairie, and let's get started right now. Hey guys, if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know anything and everything about living in South Louisiana, the good and the bad, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell as well so you can be the first to learn about the current real estate market here in South Louisiana. And if we haven't met before, I'm Carson. My fiance Natalie and I are real estate agents down here in Madisonville, Louisiana, and we love helping people every day just like you with the process of buying and selling real estate. So if you're looking to make a move down here in the next 9 days or the next 90 days, or if you got a home to sell, whatever it is, guys, we've got your back. With all that being said, let's get started with the video. So maybe you're thinking about moving to Metairie because you kind of want that city life feel, but you don't want to be in New Orleans itself. You want to be the neighbor to New Orleans. Well, did you know that Metairie was actually rated number 60 of the best cities to live in the entire country? In all of America, Metairie is number 60 for whatever reason. And this is rankings from niche.com. I do a lot of research from this website and I'll pull it up to show you right here. So we're number 60, and I'll read some reviews for you later so that you can kind of see what the locals feel, what makes them believe that we're actually number 60, one of the best cities in all of America. Now, the first pro I wanted to share with you is that you are close to New Orleans, right? A lot of you might be moving to New Orleans. A lot of you might want to be right outside New Orleans. Maybe you kind of want to be in a city like Metairie that's still, I mean, a population of 140,000, nothing like the population in New Orleans. You're pretty much half that. You're one city over and you're closer to the causeway. But anyways, if we look at our map here, you can see that you're only about 10 to 15 minutes away from New Orleans. So maybe you are picking up a new job in New Orleans. Maybe you're in the CBD. You're only going to be about 10 to 15 minutes away. Definitely a short drive to work. And although we are on a negative price trend right now, our next con is going to be that Metairie is pretty expensive in the grand scheme of things. It's kind of right on par with New Orleans, a little above $200 per square foot. But if you look around, if you look at the North Shore and even some of the smaller suburbs of New Orleans, you'll see price per square foot ranging from $130 to $180. Now, Mandeville and Madisonville are really nice on the North Shore. I live in Madisonville. Maybe I'm a little biased here, but I can tell you that Mandeville and Madisonville are super nice, and they usually don't touch $200 per square foot. Maybe new construction homes, and we'll talk about new construction in Metairie in just a second here, but $200 plus per square foot in Metairie, and you could get a much better deal in a place like Mandeville for your money than you could in Metairie. But look, gotta do what you gotta do. If your job's taking you to New Orleans or even to Metairie, it might not be the best option to live in Mandeville because you're gonna have to pay that $5 toll every time you get across. So yeah, I would say pretty expensive, but it's not just completely blown out of the water. The median sales price in the last quarter was $290,000, so still relatively affordable. Now I'm gonna hit you with another pro, which is that Metairie has all of the shopping and eating that you could desire. You're right next to New Orleans, and I know that you know that New Orleans is a bigger city and it has all the shopping and eating, but did you know that Metairie also has pretty much everything that you could desire? Even though New Orleans is only a 10 to 15 minute drive away, you don't actually need to go unless you want to go, because Metairie has a mall. It has plenty of local and chain restaurants. There's tons of stuff to do in Metairie. Now the next pro is going to be that Metairie is actually ranked number 3 of 228, hear me out, for the best city to retire in America. Let that sink in. Number 3 of over 200 cities in America for best cities to retire. That is crazy. Number 1 was Scottsdale, Arizona. I know you're wondering. I'm gonna share with you some reviews a little bit later on why it might be the best city to retire, but just know that if you are looking to retire, Metairie is definitely the best place in Louisiana, but it's number 3 in the country. But one thing about Metairie is that the average age is 50 years old. The average age of a home, I should say. Over on the North Shore, our average age of homes over here is about 20 to 30 years old. So we're much newer on this side of the lake. Metairie is a little bit older. Now, for reference, New Orleans, we're looking at a 70-year-old home on average, but I mean, a lot of these homes were built in the 1800s. They were kept very updated. They're very historic and they're beautiful. Metairie doesn't have that same sort of historic antique feel, I guess you could say. Metairie just doesn't have the best architecture. And I'm gonna show you some pictures of what I mean. There's very few homes on the market that are new construction. What we've got is this standard little brick house. There's tons of these little things and they are old homes. What you gotta worry about is how old is that roof whenever you're buying a home, okay? Did they replace the roof recently? A lot of times you'll see that they replaced the roof after Hurricane Katrina or after Hurricane Ida. Sometimes you'll get a metal roof, which lasts essentially forever. But these homes in Metairie, just in my opinion, aren't the most beautiful homes. They don't have the best architecture. New Orleans is where it's at for architecture. And lastly, Metairie has some of the best school systems. A+ rankings on niche.com for public and private schools in Metairie. So if your main concern is that you want to put your kids through good schools, maybe you're not one of those people who's looking to retire in Metairie and instead you're raising a family. Guys, Metairie has great schools. I'm putting it up on the screen for you right now. You can see that all of these are A's and most of them are even A+. All those private schools are A+, ranked by niche.com. So before I read you guys some reviews, I'm gonna tell you that we like to provide value here on this channel, and one of the ways we like to provide value is our Moving to South Louisiana guide. If you are thinking about moving to South Louisiana, you've got to pick up this free guide. It's in the comments and in the description down below. It'll teach you everything that you need to know about what it's really like to live here in South Louisiana. So review number 1 reads, Metairie is a great city that has lots to do and see in it. There's different malls, shopping centers, and restaurants to visit. It is very family friendly and the people in the city are really nice and welcoming to newcomers. The crime rates here are way lower than the rates in New Orleans, so you don't have to be paranoid. Now on to the second review. Metairie is one of the best places to live in the US. Best place to live in Louisiana. Food is amazing, nightlife is amazing, people are amazing, houses are amazing, culture is amazing, very southern area. And our last review reads, I lived in many states, first as a military brat. She's saying that to herself. Then traveling for a parent's education, my education, and settling down with family. If you want a neighborhood where people know their neighbors, watch out for each other and kids, have cameras, take no nonsense, where property taxes are reasonable, and where the sheriff is serious about keeping the peace, that's Metairie. So that, my friends, is why Metairie is one of the best places to retire. And that's about it for the video. I hope you guys found some value in the video. Don't forget to get your copy of the Moving to South Louisiana guide. And if you're looking to make a move down here in the next 9 days or the next 90 days, we've got your back with a smooth move to South Louisiana. And if you got a home to sell, we've got your back. And other than that, guys, hope to show you around town.